I wanted to start this section with an Ask Anthony. Cheryl Peterson asked this question, and this is the #1 question a variation of this that I've been asked really over the past 2 months. What does it take to break up the heat pressure dome, or does it eventually just go away? First, let's start with what's happening. First of all, you go to the Pacific Northwest and the Gulf of Alaska, and what you're seeing are warmer than average temperatures. So they're not in the 80s, but they're above average. And when they're this high above average, what happens is a ridge of high pressure is created. Once that ridge of high pressure is created, the jet stream is hiked way up here to the north. And so what's not being allowed to happen is this cool air has really been limited to just the far northeastern and northern part of the United States. That has allowed this high pressure dome to create. Now, we've had these domes the past 2 summers, and we get them every summer. The thing is, usually they don't last 2 months straight. And the reason they've lasted so long is because we haven't seen any kind of intrusion of cool air whatsoever. Usually there's a meandering of the jet stream, even just a little bit, to where the high pressure is able to move around. So sometimes you can get showers and thunderstorms. You get the summer sea breeze storms, average temperatures in the mid-90s. It's always hot. But this is what's been rare about this summer. So what needs to happen? We need a cool air intrusion by a big buckle in the jet stream to move in that cool air. The issue with this is that these waters aren't cool yet. They haven't dropped yet, and you have to wait until that happens for the jet stream to actually lower. So we may have to wait until we get a little closer to fall. In fact, the next 2 weeks looks like there's not any kind of major change from this area of high pressure besides moving a little bit to the west or to the east. So here's the problem with this dome. First of all, the North Pacific isn't cooling just yet, so the jet stream is not moving, and the dome now feeds off itself. And what I mean by that is, once we started to see this high pressure develop, it got dry, and then that led to more heat. More heat led to evaporation. More evaporation led to more dry weather. More dry weather led to more heat, more evaporation, and it's become a vicious cycle to where now we have fire dangers. We have red flag warnings. We have burn bans. We have a lot of issues now with this pattern, and we honestly just have to wait until closer to fall to see any kind of change. And on top of that, we've seen record morning starts with warm morning records. We've had 16 record high minimum temperatures. In fact, for 11 straight days, the 5th through the 15th, the lowest temperature we had was 81 degrees in the morning in Houston, and the range was 81 to 83. And that reason is because of how warm the Gulf of Mexico is right now. When you look at some of these temperatures here in this deeper purple, you're looking at 88 to 89 to 90 degree plus temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico, and our winds at the surface and sometimes the upper levels come out of the south, the southwest, or the southeast. That's pumping in all the warmth, and because of that, our mornings have been taken off, and we have more in the 80s all the way through Tuesday of next week, and I have no change in the triple-digit heat all the way through the start of September, and only one small chance of rain on Tuesday.